Hello everyone, welcome to Medis Global. This is the first part of the reasoning in which we will discuss coding and decoding. These are the types of the coding and decoding topic. First one is same letter coding, in which we will include 10 patterns, then after different letter coding, then after letter to number coding, then after number to number coding, then after sentence coding, then after symbol coding, then after binary coding. So these are the different types. All the types includes various number of different patterns. So here we'll discuss each topic from basic to advanced level, so please watch the video till the end. And all patterns in one lecture is given. So here the first type is same letter coding. So first one is, if document can be written as TNEMUCOD, then find the code for motivate. So you can think for some seconds here. So here as you can see that T is written as first, then after N, then after E, then M, then after U, then COD. So you can say that this is reverse order coding. So similarly you have to write down motivate. So start from the end. Here as you can see that MOTIVATE. So this is the first example, or you can say that first pattern. This is reverse coding, you can say that, or you can say that reverse order coding. Then after second one is document is written as CDEMNOTU, then write down the code for motivate. You can think for some seconds here. So as you can see here, first of all write down the alphabetical order. So here as you can see that all these numbers are arranged in the alphabetical order from the document. So similarly you have to write down alphabetical order for motivate. So here A is first letter, then after in the ABCD E is comes. So here next one is E, then after next letter is I, then after the next letter is, you can say that M, then after next letter is O, and then after next letter is T. So you can write down T, and then after V. So this is the perfect code for motivate. So in this way these all are the different patterns, and this is type 1, which is same letter coding. So first one is reverse order coding, then after we have seen alphabetical order. Now let's move towards the next one. Here in the same letter coding, this is example number 3. Document can be written as UTONMEDCE. Then after you have to find the code for motivate. Here hint is also given, alphabetical order with number. So you can think for some seconds. So now as you can see that document is written as alphabetical order. First of all write down in the order, which is CDEMNOTU. So if you compare this both the things, then you can see that this is reverse alphabetical order. So this pattern is easier if you have gone through it once. So as you can see here, if you write down in the reverse order, the exact code is UTONMETC, which is given in the question. So similarly you have to write down motivate in the alphabetical order first. So here the code will be A, E, then after I, then after M, then after O, then after T, and then after V. Now let's write down in the reverse order. Here the code will be V, T, T, O, M, I, E, A. So this is the perfect answer for this third question. So here as you can see that this is reverse alphabetical order coding. Now the next example, or I can say that next question is, document can be written as OCM and DUET, then write down the code for motivate. You can think for 10 seconds. Now let me clarify here. Document is written as OCM and DUET. First of all, write down here the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then write down the given code OCM and DUET and write down the numbers. Or you can see here second, third, fifth, and seventh, which are prime numbers. So 2, 3, 5, 7 are given below, and the other remaining terms 1, 4, 6, 8. So here as you can see that these two are different groups. First one is prime numbers, or you can say that prime positions. This is correct word. So similarly you have to write down for motivate. So first of all, write down the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then choose the prime numbers, which is O, then after T, then after V, and then after T. So here you have to use prime positions. Then after 1, which is M, then after 4, which is I, then after A, which is 6, and E, which is 8. So this is the correct answer for question number 4. Here 2, 3, 5, 7 and 1, 4, 6, 8. These are the prime positions and the remaining terms. So this pattern is based on prime positions. Here remember that this is not the prime letters. So this is pattern number 4. Then after question number 5, document can be written as OUET-DCMN. Then after you have to find out the code for motivate. Think for 10 seconds. And please make sure you are making one copy for this all the different types, because at the time of examination you can go through it once. Here document is written as OUET-DCMN. First of all, write down in this order so you can get the idea very easily. Then write down the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now think that which is pattern. Here OUET and DCMN. These are even and odd numbers. This is not the prime numbers, but 2, 4, 6, 8 is even and 1, 3, 5, 7 is odd numbers. So similarly you have to write down motivate and give the numbers. So you can directly note down the alternate numbers, which is O, I, A and E, which is even numbers. And then after the remaining numbers you can write down, which is M, T, V, T. So this is the perfect answer. O, I, A, E, M, T, V, T. This is the pattern number 5, which is based on even and odd numbers, and this number can be alternate. First of all given are odd numbers, then after even numbers, or there may be the prime positions and etc. So these are the different patterns. Now question number 6, document can be written as EOUT and MDC. Then what is the code for motivate? Here think for 10 seconds. So now let me clarify the correct answer. First of all, write down document, and from document write down the vowels. So here E, O, U, these are the vowels. So you can get the hint that here vowels and consonants are written in the groups. So here first three words are vowels, or you can say that first three letters are vowels, then after the remaining five are consonants. T and M, D, C, these five are consonants. Similarly, you have to write down for motivate. So write down the vowels from the motivate. So you can see here E, O, U is vowels in here. One note is there, these are in increasing order, so you have to write down motivates vowel in increasing order, and consonants are given in decreasing order, so you have to write down in the decreasing order. So here for motivate vowels you can note down first. So here 3 are and one more 4. These 4 are vowels A, E, I and O. So these 4 are vowels you have to write down. Then after the remaining consonants are M, then T, then T, then V. Then after, so there are no other consonants. So here this consonant you have to write down first of all in the decreasing order, and A, E, I, O, U is written as increasing order. So here this is the perfect answer, A, E, I, O, V, T, T, M. So here this pattern is something like this. This is sixth pattern in which vowels and consonants are written in increasing or decreasing order. So by these patterns you can get the idea that which types of questions are asked in the examination. Now moving towards the next one, which is pattern number 7. Here remember that this is type 1 only, which is same letter coding. So here if document can be written as T N E M U C E D, then write down the code for motivate. Here you can think for 15 seconds. Please note down all these patterns because these all patterns are very useful for the examination. Here let me clarify, if you think that this is very tough question, then you are wrong, because if you look it carefully, then ENT is written as TNE and DOC is written as COD and UM is written as MU. So this is the easiest pattern till now. So you just have to write down motivate in the groups. This is known as group pattern. First of all you have to write down document and write down the code given, which is TNE MUCD. After writing down like this you can get the idea very easily. Now DOC is written as COD, so this is reverse. So write down motivate. Here MOT you have to write down TOM, so T, then after O and M. Then look at UM, which is MU, so IV is written as VI, and the remaining terms are ENT is written as TNE. So write down ATE as ETA. So here the correct answer is ETAVITOM. This is the perfect code. Here pattern number 7, which is group coding, in which increasing decreasing order can be given. Then question number 8. So here document is written as DOEMNOTU. Then write down the code for MOTIVATE, which is motivate. Here think for 10 seconds. So here let me clarify, DO is written as DO. There is no any other change, so this is fixed. Then after the other terms you can see here, which is written in the alphabetical order. So similarly you have to write down first two letters from motivate as it is. So MO is written as MO, which is fixed position. Then after the remaining terms, which is A, then after E, then after I, then after T, then after T, and then at the end V. So this is the different pattern, which is the combination of fixed and alphabetical order. So fixed and here alphabetical order is also added in this one question. So this type of combinations of pattern can be also asked in the examination. Here alphabetical plus reverse alphabetical can also be asked in the examination. This type of questions can be asked. So here in one question I have written all the different possibilities. Then after question number 9, document can be written as ODUCEMTN. Then write down the code for motivate. Think for 5 seconds because this is very easy. So let me clarify, DOCUMENT can be written as ODUCEMTN. Now you can see here these terms are alternated, you can see very clearly. So just have to alternate the number. Motivate is written as O, then after M, then after I, and then after T, then after A, then after V, then after E, and at the end T. So this is the simplest pattern for this same letter coding. Here pattern number 9, which is pair reverse coding. Now the next question is question number 10, which is last pattern for this type 1 same letter coding. You can think for 10 seconds. Document is written as TONUMECD. Then write down the code for motivate. Keep writing these patterns because at the time of examination it will be really helpful to you for understanding the questions very easily. Because coding decoding are very easy topic, but if you have gone through it once, otherwise this topic can be too much difficult for any students. Here document you have to write down like this and write down the code below, TONUMECD. So from this you can get one idea that here this all the alternate terms are fixed, but not all, just 3 terms are fixed. So I think you'll get the answer because this is the greatest hint for this question. Now as you can see that D is written as the end of the code. So here this is based on the fixed position coding. So from this code you have to write down the code for motivate. So as you can see that M is also written as M, there is no change. Here T and CD, these four are written differently. So write down MOTIVATE, which is motivate. Now write down the code for motivate. Here first of all write down the terms which are fixed. O, then U, then after M, then after E. So from that you have to fix the second letter, then after fourth letter, then after fifth letter which is V, and the other letter which is A, which is sixth letter, and the remaining terms you have to see from the above code. So for N and C, these two are interchanged. So T you have to write down in the third place, and C you have to write down in the second last position. So here C is equals to T for motivate, and M is at the end and E is at the first position. So here the correct answer is EOTIVATM, and these are the 10 patterns which is important for the examination. Here pattern number 10, which is position based pattern. Here total 10 patterns are there in which we have discussed different types. So keep all these patterns in your mind. Now the type number 2, which is different letter coding. Here care is written as ECTG, then base T is written as which one. Now some of the students are thinking that the code is given for 4 letters and the question is for 5 letters. Now what to do? Think for 10 seconds, because this type of questions are looking tricky, but these questions are very easy in the examination if you have gone through it once. Now let me clarify here. First of all write down the word care, and then after write down the code which is given ECTG. Then after, if you think carefully, then there is only the gap of one letter between these two, which is TBCF, so you can say that +1 is given. Similarly, you have to write down for base T, and here the number of letters doesn't matter. If you want to write down for 6 letters, then also you can write. You just have to add one letter. So here the correct answer is DGUVA, which is correct, and +1 is given. So this is pattern number 1 for different letter coding. Here the gap is 1. Here note that if you want to add the number, then you have to do +2, but the gap is, you can say that, 1 letters gap. Gap of 1 letter is correct, and here this is pattern 1, which is +2, +3, +4. Any type of questions can be asked in the examination. Then after question number 2, if care is written as EXOG, then after you have to find out based is which one. So here 10 seconds, you can think for 10 seconds. Please apply the method of writing down the given code below the question. After that you can get the idea very easily. So first of all write down the code care and EXOG. Now if you think very carefully, then you will get that there is missing numbers, like for first one, which is D, and you have to clear this in mind that ABCD is continuous, and if you think like from the left side, then this is minus 3. So here first one is plus 2, then after minus 3, which is A to X, then after R to O, which is, here you can see that R to O is reverse order, so you have to write down minus 3. Now the next one, which is E to G, you can see here right side of the table. Here this is R to O, which is minus 3 once again, and E to G is, you can see F is only one gap, so you have to use plus 2. So now you will get the pattern plus 2 minus 3 minus 3 plus 2. Similarly, you have to write down for BEST. Now first of all, plus 2, which means C you have to skip and the answer is D. Then after for E you have to go in reverse order, so minus 3, which is option, you can say that B is correct, so write down here B. If you reduce the gap of 2 and the third digit is B, so you have to write down here B. Then after S2 minus 3, so you have to go through once again in the reverse order. So see here in the table, here S is here number 19, and so from S minus 3 is P, and from last one T you have to add plus 2, so you have to skip one letter, which is U, so answer is V. So DBPV is the correct answer for this question 2. So this is the another pattern number 2. Here plus 2, then after minus 2, minus 3, plus 3, plus 4, any kind of numbers can be asked in the examination. We can say that broadly plus n, minus n, minus n, plus n, this type of pattern can be asked in the examination, or minus plus plus minus can be asked. So these are the various example. Now question number 3. So here you have to think for 10 seconds, so keep pen and paper along with you, because all these patterns are frequently asked in the examination. Now let me clarify here question number 3. So you can see here, first of all write down the code, which is care, CARE, and below this write down DCUI. Now if you think carefully, then which will be the pattern? Guess the correct answer. So if you think that first one is plus 1, then after plus 2, then after plus 3, then after plus 4. So this is the simplest method. Similarly, you have to write down for BEST, plus 1, which is C, then after, if you think that for E, then G, because here you have to add plus 2, then after for S, T, U and V, V is the correct, then after for T you have to add plus 4, which is U, V, W and X. So C, G, V, X is the correct answer for this question 3. So here the pattern is increasing orders gap, or you can say that increasing orders number, plus n, n1, n2, n3 up to infinite, or there may be minus n is also given. So you have to think in different ways for the examination. Now fourth one is care is written as DYUA, then write down for best. and this table is most useful because opposite letters for A you have to remember, like Azadi for A to Z, then Boy for B and Y, then X Champion for C and X, then Dwarka for D and W, then after Evening for E and V, Funny for F and U, GOT for G and T, Hi Sir for H and S, Iron Man for I and R, Jadu Quiz for JQ, PK for KP, Lion for L and O, and Man for MN. So these all are the opposite letters and these numbers can be frequently asked in the examination. Remember this EGOTY, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So this is important for the examination. Now care, write down first, then DYUA, write down below side it. Now think that which will be the correct code or which is the pattern. So here C to D is +1. Then if you look at A to Y, which is A is 27 and 1 also, then Y is number 25. So here from 27 to 25, which is -2. First of all, you have to write down the numbers according to the alphabetical order. It will be easier for you. So here C to D, which is +1, then after -2, then after +3, and the last one, which is here care, E is number 5, or you can say that 31, which is near to 27, so -4. So here +1, -2, +3, -4, this is the pattern. So I think you got the answer now, because for VEST you have to use +1, then -2, +3 and -4. First of all, write down the numbers 2, 5, 19 and 20. Then add +1 to B, which is C. Then after for E, -2. So number 3, which is again C, and for 19 +3, so 19 + 3 is 22. Then after for 20, -4, which is 16. So 3 is C, then 22, which is, and for 16, which is P. So CCVP is the correct answer for this question. Here the pattern number 4 is S, you can see here, which is +1, then -2, or you can say that broadly +n, -n, increasing or decreasing order can be asked in the examination. +1, -2, +3, -4, etc. So this is fourth. Now different letter coding type 2 includes some more examples. Question number 5, care is written as DEAU and write down the code for BEST. Here these 8 are the different patterns. After that type number 3 will be there. So stay connected and please watch the video till the end, because all the questions will be covered. Here the question is, write down the code care and DEAU and think for some seconds. If you write down the numbers, then you will get answer easily. So 31885 and 451 U, which is number 21. So you have to remember these numbers of alphabetical order, because this is useful for the examination. So you must have to remember these 26 letters. Here if you think for this pattern, then C to D, which is +1, then A to E, which is +4, then after R to A, which is +9, and here E to U, which is +16. So which will be the pattern here? +1, +4, +9, +16. So if you think that here The pattern is 1 square, 2 square, 3 square and 4 square, which is n square. So you have to write down similarly for best. First of all, write down its numbers. Then plus 1, plus 4, plus 9 and plus 16. So write down the numbers after adding the digits, which is 3, then 9, then after 19 plus 9, which is 28, then after 20 plus 16, which is 36. So here the answer is C, then after I, then after 28, which is 26 plus 2. So you have to add plus 2 from the alphabetical numbers, which is B, and plus 36 means number 36 minus 26, which is 10. So here J is number 10. So correct answer is CIBJ. So this is pattern number 5, which is n square, or maybe here n square is in increasing order, n square can be asked in the decreasing order also. N square, n cube can be asked in the examination. So these are the different example. In one question I have covered different types. Then after for care, x, z, iv and est you have to find out. Think for 10 seconds. Now let me clarify here. First of all, write down CARE and write down XZIV. Then write down its numbers 3, 1, 18 and 5 and 24, 26. Then I, which is 9. Then V, which is here 22. So these numbers are useful once again. Now think which will be the pattern. Here 3 to 24 is very far away. So add 3 to 24, which is 27, and 1 plus 26, which is once again, if you think that, this is 27. So yes, you are correct. 18 plus 19 is also 27 and 5 plus 22 is also 27. So here you can say that this is opposite number from, not opposite number, but the sum here is 27. Similarly, you have to write down the number for best. First of all, write down its numbers 2, 5, then after S for 19 and T, which is 20. Then add the numbers where the sum of the numbers will be 27. So 25, then after here 27 minus 2 is 25, then 27 minus 5, which is 22. So you have to add 22, then 27 minus 19, which is number 8, and 27 minus 20, which is number 7. So this is the correct number for your question. Now you have to write down the letters for that numbers, which is Y, then 22, which is V, then 8, which is here H, and 7, which is G. So Y, V, H, G is the correct answer for this question. So this is pattern number 6, for which the sum of the two chords are any constant. It can be any constant like 27, 25, 31, 35, any number, any constant. Total sum based questions. So this is important for the exam. Here plus can be asked and minus can also be asked. Now the next question is care is written as EFZP, then write down for BEST. So think for 10 seconds here, and please keep note down this all the patterns for the examination. Here write down CARE, and below that E, F, Z, P. So here, as you can see that C to E, which is, first of all write down numbers 3, 1, 18 and 5, and 5, then after 6, then after 26, and P means 16. Now think about the pattern 3 to 5 plus 2, 1 to 6 plus 5. There is no any pattern, so write down 1 to 6, which is plus 5. Then after plus 8 and plus 11, here the gap is plus 3. So plus 2 plus 5 plus 8 and plus 11 is correct pattern. Now write down the code BEST and the numbers, which is 2 for B, then 5 for E, then for S it is 19. So write down 19 here, 19, and for T it is 20. Now plus 2 plus 5 plus 8 and plus 11, you just have to add the numbers. Plus 2 plus 5. So here plus 2, then plus 5, then after plus 8 and plus 11. So this is the gap of the number. Here you will get the numbers, which is after adding plus 2, so 2 plus 2 is number 4, then 5 plus 5, which is number 10, then 19 plus 8, which is number 27, and 20 plus 11, which is 31. Now write down the letters D, then after 10, which is J, then after 27, which is once again A, and 31, which is 11. So 11 here it is K. So D, J, A, K is the correct answer. Here double gap, or you can say that pattern number 7 is little bit lengthy question. Here you can write down the name as double difference pattern. Then after the last pattern for this type of different letter coding, 10 seconds is given to you for this question. Care is written as PQRS, then write down AERC. So this is most easiest question for this type 2, which is different letter coding. First of all write down CARE as it is, then write down PQRS as it is, and here this is fixed position question. There is not any other pattern, so you just have to simply use CARE as PQRS. Now for A it is Q, so simply write down Q. Then for E it is S, so write down S. Then after for R it is R, write down R. Then for C it is P. So here this is the easiest question, QSRP. So this type of questions can be asked in the examination, which is pattern number 8 based on fixed position. So alternate terms can be fixed here in this question also. So this can be the another question. Alternate terms can be fixed. So this is type 2. Now let's move towards the type 3, which is letter to number coding. Here pen is 35, then write down for page how much it will be the value. this type of question can be asked in the examination. So letter to number coding is easiest. Here for pen you have to arrange the order of the numbers. Think for 10 seconds. If you have gone through it once, this type of questions can be too much easier, but if you don't have gone through it once, then it will be the difficult question for you in the exam. Now here for pen, write down its number first. As I have told earlier, you have to remember the numbers for the alphabets. For P, the number which is 16. For E, the number is 5. For N, number is 14. So if you add these numbers, then what will you get here? After addition, you will get 35. So this is the simplest pattern. So similarly, you have to write down for PHE, write down its number 16, 1, then 7 and then 5. Add these numbers, you will get the correct answer, which is 16 plus 1 plus 7 plus 5, that means 17 plus 12, which is 29. So here the correct answer is 29 for PHE. So this is pattern number 1 for type number 3. Here as you can see that pattern number 1 includes the addition of the place values, and similarly there may be the subtraction, or there may be multiplication, or there may be division of the place values also can be asked in the examination. So you have to keep these things in the mind. Plus, minus, multiply and division, this type of questions can be asked in the examination of the place values. Now the question number 2, CEG is written as 357. Then write down for KMQ. Think for 10 seconds. So I think you have tried this question. First of all, write down CEG. Here write down the numbers for CEG, which is 357. And write down KMQ. Write down its number. Simply here the numbers are the answer, which is place values. So for KMQ you have to write down its place values. This is pattern number 2. So for K you have to write down its place value. You have to remember the place values of the alphabets, which is for K it is 11, then for M it is 13, and for Q it is 17. So 111317 is the correct answer for this question. So it's looking very difficult, but actually it is very easiest question. Here these types of questions can be asked in the examination. Here these types of questions were asked more than 4 to 5 times, which is great number. So please keep one thing in the mind. Place values of the alphabetical letters are important. Now type number 4, number to number coding. And for this we have included 2 examples, because once again this is easiest topic. Now the first question is little bit difficult for you. Think for 10 seconds. Now what will you do for this first question? Multiply these 3 terms, which is most difficult, or you can say that much time taking question. So what will you do in this type of question? Think for some seconds, and please keep note down this question in your book. Here 12, 23, 34, which is 753. So here 1 plus 2, which is 3. Then after 2 plus 3, which is 5. And 3 plus 4, which is 7. So this is most easiest question, because if you think that the multiplication of this question and then plus minus addition, all that operations, it will take too much time. But remember, in the examination the questions are very easy and it will not take much time. So once again I will say that please go through this type of questions once. And here, be careful for this type of questions. Please don't write down answer in any hurry, because yes, this is the addition, but this addition will be in the reverse order, because 1 plus 2, 3 is at the end of the code. So you have to arrange reverse order, which is 8, 7, 9. So here the correct answer is 8, 7, 9. So this is the easiest pattern in which addition or multiplication or division or subtraction of the numbers, and the numbers will be arranged in increasing or decreasing order. Then after question number 2, here 2, 3, 4, 5. Then after 7, 4, 8, 2. Then after 6, 5, 1, 9. So multiply these all the numbers. What will you get? Think for 5 seconds, because this is easiest question. So here what will you do? Here is rearrange the order 6519 as 9156, because 2345 is written as 5432. So you just have to simply write down the numbers in the reverse order without doing any subtraction, multiplication, division or addition. So yes, this type of easy question can be asked in the examination. Please don't overthink that this can be not the pattern, because this type of questions were asked more than 3 to 4 times in the examination. So this is type number 4, number to number coding. Now let's move towards the next question, which is type number 5. So here sentence coding, which is the most favorite, or you can say that most important, or you can say that most easy type for prelims examination. So here write down first of all the sentence given as it is. Gain is loss sky, then is limit no plan. So here make the star below the above code and draw these 4 lines. If the numbers are 5, then draw 5 lines. And limit, so there is no any limit, so write down limit separately in the second line in this way. Then after no, write down here. Then after pain, which is not repeated, so write down pain separately. So this is for second one. Then after write down in the third line, third code, the, which is not given, so write down the separately. Then after sky, here make the star mark below the sky. Then after pain, here it is there, so make the star mark. Then after limit, so make the star below the limit. Here the order of the lines are important. Then after fourth one, which is the make star below that, then make sky star, then is make star, then limit make star below the limit. So this is the best method for the exam. Now similarly write down for the given codes GE, then RP, then after PE, then after TM, Now make the vertical and horizontal lines and make one table. Now second one, which is PE. So here PE, it is there, make star, then JS. So write down it separately in the second line. Then MK, which is not there, so write down MK, and IT, which
Write
is
down IT
also
separately.
not there. So now the third row, here C in the code HO, which is not given, so write down HO separately in the third row. Then after JS, which is there, so make star, then GE, so make star below GE, then IT, so make star below IT, then HO, which is in the fourth row, then PE, make star below fourth one, then GE, once again make star, and IT, once again make star below IT. So after practicing for 3 to 4 examples, you will get maximum speed in this type of questions. And now these questions are solved because you can get the answer for any question from these two tables. Now equate first one and second one, you will get all the answers for different questions. So here these 1 2 3 4 lines are important because for gain and RP is the code and TM can also be code. Similarly for loss, RP or TM can be the code because these two are looks similar. So for gain, RP or TM can be the answer. So here it is the case for either or. Similarly for loss also you can write down. Before that, for IS, C in the given code that which is the correct one. So here PE, it is correct. So for IS, write down IS for PE. Then after for loss, these two are done. Then for loss, here once again RP or TM. Then for sky, now search for sky, which is GE. So for sky, you can say that GE is the correct code. Then after for limit, now equate the table 2. So in the limit, IT is the correct one. So here for limit, the code is IT. Then after for no, C in the table. So here MK is the perfect. So for no, the code is MK. You just have to equate the number of blank space and number of stars. So here for pain, first star in the first row, so JS is the correct, and the second row is blank. So for pain, JS is the correct answer, and for the answer is HO because there is only one star below HO and the. So this is the code for the, which is HO. So all the numbers are clear here. Now you can solve any question for any examination based on these tables, because in any examination this table is useful for the prelims exam, and from these tables various types of questions can be solved. Like first one is here no pain, and this table will take your 15 to 20 seconds, but based on these two tables you can solve 5 number of questions. So indirectly it will be really helpful to you. Now let's move towards the question. All the 5 questions can be solved in less than 2 to 3 seconds. So now let's see for no pain. Here for no, code is MK, so write down MK. Then for pain, write down JS. So here MK and JS is the correct answer for this one. Then sky, for sky JE is the code, write down JE. Then for the, write down HO. Then for is, write down PE. So here this is the correct answer. Here GE, HO and P. Now third one is gain. So answer is RP or TM. This is the case for either or. Then for pain, the code is JS. So write down JS. Then for gain, write down RP or TM. Then for the, use HO. So this is correct. Then from question 5, for no use MK, for limit use IT, for no use MK, and for IS use PE, write down PE, and for the use HO. So this is correct. So in this way you can give the answer for any questions. So within 1 to 2 minutes you can solve 5 questions, which is very good number. So after following this method for 2 to 3 questions, you will get grip on this type of patterns and questions. Here, note that use this trick for pre-level examinations only, because in 2 to 3 cases for mains level it will not work. So for pre-examination you can use anywhere in any examination. Now let's move towards the type number 6, next type of this coding and decoding session. Now the next type is type number 6, binary coding. For this coding you have to remember this general series because this is important for the exam. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512 and 1024 and so on up to infinite. Use 0 for no, 1 for yes in the binary coding. Then you just have to multiply with 2 for remembering this general series. After completing these 2 examples, you can say that this is most easiest type of this coding and decoding portion. So now let's start the questions. So here, question number 1. In certain code, 0 is coded as dollar and 1 is coded as multiplication. Similarly, 2 is coded as multiplication and dollar, and 3 is coded as double multiplication. Which of the following will represent 125? So try to solve this question using this code, 0 for no and 1 for yes. So here for 0 it is coded as dollar instead of no, and for 1 the sign is multiplication. Now we have to find out for 125. So use this series, which is general series. Now start from the left side. So here we have to use the number 64 for 125. So write down the series up to 64. First of all we have to do this one task, because this number 125 is lesser than 128, so we need not to use number 128. So we have to use only the number after 128. So use 64, then after 32, then 16. The addition of these 3 numbers will be give you the value of here 112. Then after 8, which is 120. So 120 plus 4 and 1 is 125. So here we don't need the value of 2, so we have to use 0, or you can say that the sign of dollar. So write down from the left or right any one side. So for 64, yes, 32, yes, 16, yes, 8, yes, then 4, and then we don't need 2, so use dollar. Then for 1, yes, so multiply. So this is the correct code for this 125. So we have to remember this general series, and this is very easy and it will be useful for any exam. So here the correct answer is this one. Then after you can say that option D is correct. But here this is important for the examination, so please go through it twice. Now the second one is 247. So here, as you can see in the general series, first of all write down up to 256 because we need 247, so we need series up to 128. So keep 128. As you can see here, we need the value of 128, then after 64, then after 32, and the sum of these three are 224. So here I have written, then after 32 plus 16, then after plus 8, which is here. So for 247, 24 plus 16, we can get the value of 4240. So we not need to add 8. Instead of 8, we can use 4, 2 and 1. So after adding 4, 2 and 1, we'll get the value of 247. So here 240 plus 7 is equals to 247. So now I think you'll get the answer. Third, fourth, then 4, 2, 1. So we here get our answer. That star mark, then after star mark, then after star, then star, and then dollar sign because we not need to use 8, then star mark, again star mark and star mark. So this is our answer, and from the option we have to check which one is correct. So from option A, not, then no option B. So here option C is correct, which is matching with our answer. So in this way we have to calculate the examples, and if you have gone through it 2 to 3 examples, then it will be very easier. Similarly, this type of questions can be asked like answer is given, we have to find the question or we have to find the sum of the series, because this is standard series, so we can use this. So first 4 figures are dollars, so we need not to use first 4 terms, so these 4 are cancelled and our answer is 16. So this is most easiest questions in the examination if you have gone through it once. Now fourth one is this sign. What will be the sum of this sign? So 1 to 4, 8, then after 16, then after 32, then after 64. So here we not need 8 and 4, so neglect it and neglect 1 also, then add all the other remaining terms. So here addition of 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 2, so it will give the value of, here 64 plus 32 plus 16 is 112 and plus 2 is 114. So our answer is 114. This is correct. Then fifth question, 1, 2, 4, then after 8, then after 16, then 32. So here we need not here 8, 2 and 1 is only desirable. So 8 plus 2 plus 1 is 11. It is our answer, which is very simple. So in this way we can calculate the examples based on binary coding. Here this 6th type is completed. Now we are having last and final type of this part 1 of reasoning from coding and decoding. Here remember that the sum of these three is 224, which is helpful in the examination. Similarly 64 plus 32 plus 16 is 224 by 2, which is 112. So it is also helpful in the examination. And similarly, if you get the average of 32 plus 16 plus 8, which is not average here but sum divided by 2, the answer will be here, as you can see, that 56, which is half of the next number. So in this way you can calculate the examples. This general series is most useful for the examination. Now let's move towards the final type, symbol coding. This is the easiest type of coding. Here, as you all know, this type of questions are frequently asked in the examination. Like first example is here. Care is noted as this code, so you have to find for s. Now simply put c is equals to @ then after a is equals to c here in the code given, which is dollar symbol. So for a it is dollar symbol. Then after r for star, so here r is equals to star. Then after e, which is and symbol, so for e it is and. Now we just need to put it step by step. So here for r it is star, then after for a it is dollar sign, then after for c, here we can see that for c it is @ symbol, so use @. Then after for e, here the symbol is and, so use and. So this is our code. So we can write down like RACE is equals to here star symbol, then after dollar sign, then after @ and at the end symbol. So this is perfect answer for this question. And now second one is document is this one. Now find for sent. So we can now directly put the answer from finding the questions code. So here for C, third one, which is and. Then for E, we have to see in the given code from the last. So here second last, which is percentage symbol. So first 2 and 3. So here it is percentage. So put percentage symbol here. Then after for n, it is dash, or you can say that line. So line here. And for t, it is star symbol, which is last one. So here this is our answer. We can simply get this answer in just 3 to 4 seconds. So this is the last type of the symbol coding, and this is all. Now we have covered all the types of examples. So first one is same letter coding, in which I have covered 10 patterns. Then after second one we have completed, which is different letter coding, in which I have covered 8 types. Then after third one is letter to number coding, which is very easy. Then after number to letter coding we have completed. Then after we have seen sentence coding, and in which box tricks is there, so we can use it for prelims examination. Remember that. Then sixth one is symbol coding, and last one is binary coding. So these are the different types of codings and decoding questions. I have covered most of the important examples, so you have to must go through it before 2 to 3 days of the examination. And if it is useful, then please share to all your study groups. And thank you so much for watching the video.